Hi everyone, for today's video we are going to talk about how to solve problems involving linear equations in one variable. And our objective is to solve problems involving linear equations in one variable. Now, in solving a word problem involving linear equation, we must consider the following. So we should consider this one. There should be a pattern or a step on how to solve for this particular problems, especially word problems. Meaning this will serve as your guide so that you'll never get lost in solving this problem, particularly word problem. Step one, and this is the most crucial and the most important step in solving word problem, is to understand the problem. You must know or you must comprehend and understand, because the way you translate the problem into symbol will base or will depend on how you understand the problem. So be careful, be mindful, and understand the problem properly. Step 2 is make a representation of the problem. So in this step, you are now going to translate or to change the statement into symbol. Then step 3 is, then after giving a representation of the given, you are going to make an equation. Then, after having an equation, that would be now going to the step 4. We're going to solve now the equation. Again, you will never get lost if you will just follow the 4 basic steps in solving word problem. Now let us proceed immediately in giving some examples. I'm going to give you some examples involving phrases or statements or word problem, and then we are going to solve. So number 1, the sum of 5 times a number and 12 is 32. The question is, we're going to find the number. So again, we're going to follow the step-by-step process in solving word problem. First step is to understand. After understanding the problem, we are going to make representation of the given. So again, the sum of 5 times a number. So we are going to get the sum of 5 times a number and 12. And then we're going to equate it into 32. Again, before we're going to represent this one, let us try to identify first the keywords that we need to use in solving this problem. So after identifying the keyword, now we are going to represent now the given. So we have here, we are going to let x to be the unknown or to be the number. So we were going to write here, let x to be the number. So again, we will represent the unknown number as the variable x. Then after that one, going back to the problem, the keyword is the sum. The sum of who? The sum of 5 times a number and 12. Okay, so what we're going to do, since it is sum, we're going to use the addition. So the sum of who? The sum of 5 times a number, and we are going to represent 5 times a number as 5x, and the number 12. Okay, so again, the sum means plus. So we're going to get the sum of 5 times a number and 12, and that is equal to 32. We have already the equation. Now let us proceed to the solution. In solving this one, again, what we're going to do is to transpose 12 on the other side. So since we're going to solve for the value of x, we're going to transpose 12 first on the other side. So this will become now 5x is equal to 32 transpose 12 on the other side of the equation. So from positive 12, that will become now minus 12. Next, 5x is equal to 32 minus 12 is equal to 20. Then after, we're going to eliminate 5. So we are going to divide both sides by 5. So 5x divided by 5 is equal to x, and 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So we have there now x is equal to 4. Let us try to check if our answer is correct. So going back to the equation, 5x plus 12 is equal to 32, and our x is equal to 4. Therefore, 5 times 4 is equal to 20 plus 12. So 20 plus 12 is 32. Since our equation is balanced, therefore, the answer is correct. Wherein our x, or the number, is equal to 4. Next example, we have the sum of two numbers is 44. The difference is 8. Find the larger number. Now, in this problem, we are going to look for two numbers. We are going to identify, or we are going to solve for the two numbers. Before or after solving, or after looking, or after identifying the two numbers, that would be the time that we are going to give the larger number, since in the problem we are asked to give or to find the larger number. Now let us have the representation. So we will let x to be one of the numbers, since there are two numbers that we are going to look for. And the other number is 44 minus x. Where did we get 44 minus x? Since the sum of two numbers is 44, and if we are going to subtract the number, or the first number, which is x, to 44, we were able, or we were able to identify the second number. So that is why we have 44 minus x to be the other number. Now in here, we have already representation of the two numbers. So the first number is x, and the second number is 44 minus x. Let us have now the equation. Now, since in the problem, their difference is 8, the difference of two numbers is 8. So the first number is x. The keyword here is difference, so we are going to subtract. So subtract the second number, or the other number, which is 44 minus x. So that is why we have x minus 44 minus x is equal to 8. Now, by distributive property, we're going to eliminate the parentheses, distribute the negative. So we have x negative times positive 44, that is negative 44, and negative times negative x, that is positive x. So we have already here x minus 44 plus x is equal to 8. And then we're going to combine like terms. So we have x and the positive x. So combining them, x plus x, that is 2x minus 44 is equal to 8. The next, we are going to transpose negative 44. Now, if we're going to transpose again, the sign will change. So from negative 44, that will become positive 44. So we have 2x is equal to 8 plus 44. So 8 plus 44, that is 52. Divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 is x, and 52 divided by 2, that is 26. So we have here now x is equal to 26. Now, looking back to our representation, since our x is equal to 26, so x is equal to 26, then 44 minus x, so 44 minus 26, that is 18. Now, looking at the two numbers that we have in here, 26 and 18, and in our statement, we're going to add 26 and 18, so 26 plus 18, that is equal to 44. So therefore, our two numbers here, if we're going to get the sum of two numbers, that is 44. And in the statement again, what we're going to look for is, or we are going to find the larger number. So looking back again, which one is the larger number? Is it x or 44 minus x? On solving, therefore the larger number is 26. Now let us have these examples: the odd, the even, and the consecutive integers or numbers. Now let us have this example. The sum of two consecutive integers is 47. Find the two numbers. Now in the problem, we're going to get the sum of two consecutive integers. So if we're going to add the two consecutive integers or the two consecutive numbers, then they would equal to 47. Now how are we going to find the two consecutive integers? So we again represent the first number to be x, and since the first number is x, so the next number, the consecutive number, its consecutive number or the next number would be x plus 1. So we have here now the two numbers. The first number is the x, and the next integer or the next number would be x plus 1. Now how did we get the next number to be x plus 1? So since the first number is x, for example, your first number is 3. The next number or the next consecutive number next to 3 is 4. So in order for you to get 4, you're going to add or plus 1 to 3. So for another example, for example, your first number is 10. So the next consecutive number would be 11. So how did you get 11? Just plus 1 or add 1 to the first number. So that is why the next integer or the second number would be x plus 1. So we have here now the equation, the next step. So the equation would be x plus 1 is equal to 47. So we're going to go back to the statement. The sum of two consecutive integers, the two integers would be the x and the x plus 1. Since we're going to get the sum, so we're going to add the x and the x plus 1, and that is equal to 47. Now combining like terms, we have x plus x, we have 2x, then plus 1 is equal to 47. Next step, we're going to transpose the positive 1 on the other side of the equation, and that will become now 2x is equal to 47. Transpose positive 1, it will become negative 1. We have here now 2x is equal to 47 minus 1 is 46. Then eliminate 2. And so what we're going to do is to divide both sides by 2. So 2x divided by 2 is x. And 46 divided by 2 is 23. We have already here x is equal to 23. Therefore, our first integer or our first number is 23. And the next integer or the next number is x plus 1. So 23 plus 1 is equal to 24. And if we're going to add the two numbers, 23 and 24, 23 plus 24, it says to be 47. And 23 plus 24 is equal to 47. Since we're going to find the two numbers, so therefore the numbers are 23 and 24. Next example, find the three consecutive odd integers whose sum is 75. Now this time we're going to find three consecutive odd integers. Then if we're going to get the sum of the three odd integers, that will be equal to 75. Now this time it's just not consecutive, but rather it's already consecutive odd integers. So for example, what are examples of three consecutive odd integers? So first, when we say odd, we have examples are 1, 3, 5. So those are example of three consecutive odd integers. Another example, we can also say 7, 9, and 11. So those are just example, but in the problem, we still do not know what are the three consecutive odd integers. All we know is that if we're going to add the three consecutive odd integers, their sum would be 75. Let us represent the three odd integers. So we will let the first integer, the first number, to be x. Okay, so the first integer is x. Now, how are we going to get the next consecutive odd integer? So for example, the first number is 1. The next consecutive odd integer is 3. So how will you get 3? What are you going to do to 1 to get 3? So all we are going to do is just to add 2. So here, if the first number is x, in order for us to get the next consecutive odd integer, we are just going to add 2 to the first number. So that is why we have here x plus 2. So, next is the third consecutive odd integer. What would be the third consecutive odd integer? So, for example, again, our first number is 1. In order for us to get the second number, we're going to add 2. And if in order for us to get the third consecutive odd integer, then we are going to add 4 to it. So, that is why the third consecutive odd integer is x plus 4. Now, in the statement, if it's stated there that if we're going to add the 3 consecutive odd integer, that would be equal to 75. So that is why we have here x plus 2 plus x plus 4 is equal to 75. So combining like terms, we have x plus x plus x, we have 3x, and 2 plus 4, we have 6 is equal to 75. So 36 is equal to 75 transpose positive 6 on the other side. That would become negative 6. So we have here now 3x is equal to 75 minus 6. 75 minus 6 is equal to 69. Now, divide both sides by 3. So 3x divided by 3 is equal to x. And 69 divided by 3 is equal to 23. Therefore, our x is equal to 23. Now, since your x or the first number or the first integer is 23, so the next consecutive odd integer is x plus 2 or 23 plus 2 is 25. And the third consecutive odd integer is 23 plus 4, that would be 27. So therefore, we have already here the first integer is 23, the next consecutive odd integer is 25, and the third consecutive odd integer is 27. So in the statement, if we're going to add the 3 consecutive odd integer, will give us 75. So 23 plus 25 plus 27, that is equal to 75. Therefore, the 3 consecutive odd integers are 23, 25, and 27. And that's it. Hope you have learned something in solving word problem involving linear equation. So see you in the next one.